If you're over 40 and have a full-time job and you've been thinking about starting a business, there's a good chance that you're making it way harder than it needs to be. You're thinking about websites, LLCs, logos, social media, funnels. Maybe you're just trying to figure out the perfect business idea. So I'd like you to forget all that for just a minute. If I had to start over today with a full-time job, limited time, and no customers, there's only three things that I would focus on. I'd figure out what problem I already knew how to solve. I'd package it into the simplest offer possible, and I'd go find one person willing to pay me for it. That's it. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I do those three things so that by the end of it, starting your own business will feel a lot simpler than it does right now. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make is when they want to start a business, they start worrying about things that they don't need to. What's my business name? Do I need an LLC? What should my website look like? Should I start a YouTube channel? Do I need an email list? What software should I use? The list goes on and on and on. And while those things will matter eventually, if you don't have a customer yet, you're worrying about step 10 when you haven't even completed step 1. A business, especially in the beginning, can be incredibly simple. You'll have a person with a problem. You have a solution to that problem, and they will pay you to help them solve it. So that's where I want you to start. That's where we're going to be starting from ground zero. If you're working a 9-to-5 right now, you actually have an advantage that you may not realize because you're in a very good position and there's a chance that somebody is already paying you to solve those problems. Who's that? Your employer. So let's begin there. Stop asking yourself, what business should I start? What you should be asking is this: what problem do I already know how to solve? Because that's a completely different question. If you've been working in a career for 5, 10, 15, or 20 years, you've accumulated a number of skills. Maybe you're a project manager. Maybe you're in sales. Maybe you're in HR. Maybe you're an accountant. Maybe you're a people manager. Maybe you're awesome at building systems or presentations, processes, or even spreadsheets. You do these things week in and week out, and eventually you're going to find that there's a lot of people out there who don't know how to do that. And this is the part that people miss. Your employer is already paying you for those skills. You see, they're already your first customer. So instead of going online and searching, best side hustles for 2026 and deciding that you are suddenly going to become an expert at something that you've never done before, start with what you already know. Ask yourself these 3 questions. What problems do people consistently come up to me and ask for help with? What am I getting paid to do right now? And what can I do relatively easy that somebody else finds difficult? Write all those answers down because that is where your business ideas are. And now we're going to make it even simpler because you don't need to have 17 services, 3 or 4 different packages, and you definitely don't need to spend the next 3 to 6 weeks building a gigantic course. All you have to do is pick one person, pick one problem, and then create one solution. So let's say that you've been working in HR for 15 years and you're great at interviewing candidates. You could help mid-career professionals prepare for important job interviews. That is an offer. Maybe you're a project manager and you're fantastic at organizing chaotic projects. You can help small businesses install a very simple project management system. That is an offer. Maybe you spent the last 15 years in sales and you're amazing at running sales calls. You can help other consultants improve their sales calls. That is an offer. But I want you to notice what we're not doing. We're not building websites. We're not signing up for LLCs. We're not designing logos. We're not worrying about funnels. We're not even trying to build a 7-figure company. We're trying to answer one simple question. What will someone pay me to solve for them? That's it. And your first offer is probably not going to be your forever offer. And that's a good thing. It shouldn't be. This offer is going to be something that gets you to the market fast. It's going to be something that you get into the market so real people can tell you exactly what they need. See, this is where people tend to make business way more complicated. They think, okay, now I need 50,000 Instagram followers. I need a 150,000 member email list, and I need all this social proof. No, you don't. You just need one human being. One. And if you're a mid-career professional or you've had any experience dealing with people over the years, you probably already know hundreds of people. So open LinkedIn or open your phone and start looking for former coworkers or people that you worked with, people in your industry, friends, maybe even family, clients, people that know who you are and know that you know what you're talking about. Also, reach out to vendors. Now, don't spam them. What you're doing is you're simply looking for people who either have problems you solve or they know someone who has the problem that you can solve for them. And you could say something as simple as this. Hey, I'm putting together a service that helps this type of person solve this specific problem. Do you know anyone who might need help with that? And that's it. And then have conversations, because your first goal isn't building an audience of 100,000 people. Your first goal is providing that one person value for that solution, and they value it enough to pay you for it. Now, once somebody does that, everything changes, because now it isn't just an idea rattling around inside your head. It's really a business. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, okay, John, I get it, but I still don't know which of my skills I can actually turn into a business. And that's where I can help you. See, I've created a free roadblock call specifically to help you figure out your next step. I'll help you look at the skills that you already have, and then you can start identifying ways and things that you could actually sell and how AI fits into all that. It'll be free, and I will definitely put the link below in the comments. So check that out. But don't leave yet, because there's one more thing that I want you to understand before you start. And this might be the most important part of the video. Your job is not to build the perfect business. Your job is to build version 1. And this is where so many smart people get stuck. They're capable of starting a business, but because they're successful professionals, they're used to knowing what they're doing. Start something new that makes you uncomfortable. And when most people do this, they start researching, and they research more, and they research more, and they research more. And 6 months later, you're still researching. So instead, I want to give you permission to be a beginner. Your first offer can change. Your first price can change. Your niche can change. Your messaging can change. You can build a website later. You can build a funnel later. You can start building your social media later. You can start building your email list later. You can start automating things later. But what you need right now is something to automate first. Get the first customer, solve their problem, learn from them, make your offer better, get paid, and then do it over and over again. That's the business. And when you look at it that way, it's a lot simpler than all the stuff that you've probably been consuming online and all the stuff that's rattling around inside your head. So if you've been telling yourself, I'd love to start a business, but I don't even know where to start, here is where you begin. Number 1, identify a problem that you already know how to solve. Number 2, turn that into one simple offer for one specific person. And then number 3, talk to as many real people as you can until someone says yes. And don't worry about building the empire yet. All you have to do is get your first win. Because once somebody pays you for something that you already know how to do, you stop wondering whether you're capable of starting a business. You've actually proven it. And if you need help figuring out what business you can actually start, schedule that free roadblock call with me using the link below, and I'll walk you through the first step. Don't spend another 6 months thinking about starting. Start. Simple. Get version 1 out there. You've got this. Let's go get it.